ready when you are.
Imagine waking up in the morning and getting ready to run some errands and enjoy your day off, then suddenly the phone rings and it's your dad on the other end of the line, begging to come stay with you. You haven't seen or heard from him in a few months because drugs have been his priority, but you go ahead and agree to let him stay because, after all, it is your dad. Whether it's someone we know or ourselves, we all have an experience with drug addiction at least once in our lifetime. Sometimes that drug addiction is so severe that that person needs help to stop. My parents have both struggled with strong drug addictions, and I've done my research, and I think I found a few suggestions to solutions of treatment. Today I'm going to discuss problems associated with drug abuse, some steps to treatment, and some actions to maintain recovery. First, let's look at some of the main problems associated with drug abuse. Some of the main problems associated with drug abuse, it can affect your overall health, it can also affect your brain, and it can also affect your behavior. According to the Gateway Foundation, a website at gatewayfoundation.org, a website for treatment and abuse, substance use disorders are associated with a wide variety of effects, short-term and long-term. Overall, the effects of drug use and dependency can be far-reaching. My dad, he used to be like a very healthy man, and so when he arrived at my house, I didn't really recognize him. He had lost a lot of weight. He let his hair be overgrown. He just didn't make any sense half the time of anything that he was talking about. He used to always be a hard worker too, and now he can't maintain a job. He let all his utilities get cut off in his house, he went without food, and there was just several things that he was doing that I have never seen him done before, and this was all because of the drug abuse. The next two main problems are the effects on the brain and the behavior. According to the Gateway Foundation at gatewayfoundation.org, initial drug use may be voluntary, but it can lead to intense cravings and compulsive drug use. It can also lead to multiple behavior problems, which can include paranoia and hallucinations. When I was growing up, my dad, he just did drugs on the weekends or socially drank with his friends, and it was just something normal. It never affected his work habit or never affected his behavior at all. But after my grandparents and my uncle passed away, he tended to do drugs a whole lot more, and I think it's because he tried to suppress those feelings that he was having from whenever they passed away. And he became very paranoid, and he would hallucinate. He would talk to people that weren't even there, and he would say things like the devil was coming to get him, but he wasn't ready to go. Now that we understand some problems associated with drug addiction, let's explore some possible treatments. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse at drugabuse.gov, a website for treatment and addiction, treatment does not always have to be voluntary to be effective. A few weeks after my dad arrived here, he was already going through withdrawals, and so I thought, well, maybe if he's here and he doesn't have access to drugs, maybe he'll be okay and he won't need treatment. Well, I was wrong. Somehow, some way, he got a hold of some Xanaxes, and at the time, legal weed was real big, the K2 stuff. And so he was able to go purchase that at the store. Well, he decided to pop some Xanaxes and smoke some legal weed and drive around for the afternoon. Well, he ended up at a stop sign, passed out, so he got pulled over. This led him to being thrown in jail. So he had to quit drugs whether he wanted to or not, because the system made him at this point. Other treatment options are voluntary going to treatment on your own, and they have two different varieties. They have inpatient for more severe cases, and they also have outpatient for less severe cases, but you also still need help. I know that there's financial concerns with these, so Most of treatment places, they accept major insurances, and if they don't, you can find a treatment place that will go off of income-based, or you can also find something that's state-funded. Now we understand some possible treatment solutions. Finally, let's learn about some actions that can be taken to maintain recovery. Some actions that can be taken to maintain recovery is to get you a support system. Let somebody know that you're having a problem, and find you an accountability partner, somebody that can hold you accountable for all your actions, and that you can just talk to on days that you're struggling and that you need help, and maybe they can offer different solutions instead of using drugs or alcohol. Another solution is like going to NA or AA groups. They offer a lot of support too. They also work the 12-step program, and so that's a lot of help too when it comes to drug problems and maintaining recovery. In conclusion, we have discussed the problems associated with drug addiction. We've also discussed some possible steps to treatment and some actions to maintain recovery. Unfortunately, drug addiction is a part of life for some people, and not everyone can stop on their own. One way to deal with addiction is to seek treatment and maintain recovery. Help those who struggle find the resources they need to recover.